Yeah.
What's good, dog?
All right. Welcome to the podcast with Gian and Chris that we have not come up with a name for yet.
Thank you very much, G. So what's on the topic today? What are we gonna talk about?
So let's talk about hand jobs on stoops. You ever got a hand job on a stoop?
So I actually have. I truly have. It actually happened the other night.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
Do you actually want to hear about it?
I want to hear about the ending. When you busted the nut, I want to know where the nut bust went.
Okay. Well, first off, G. May I start at the beginning?
Okay.
I'll do this as fast as possible. So you know I ramble, and I'll do my best not to just
Rambling's good. Rambling adds to the story.
Okay, here we go, and that's how you get the full story is rambling. So where should I start? Do you want to start? You know what? I know exactly where to start.
Oh,
It starts
perfect.
on the porch.
Okay. Or the stoop. Or was the porch? Did it just have 2 steps, or was there actually? Okay, so that I would say.
Actually 2 steps up to the stoop.
Okay, all right.
It's not a porch, G. It is a stoop. Here in Detroit, it's called a stoop.
All right, we like stoops. Yeah, let's say you're in Detroit and I'm in Tampa, so we're very far but very near right now.
I wish it was a porch. I truly wish it was a porch.
Yeah.
That'd be great. That it would be enclosed. That way, the neighbors, because if a neighbor walked up and saw me getting hand, or no, it's not hand job. They saw that shit.
Little free show, no charge.
No charge at all. I should have charged them because they got a fucking free show, like you said.
Next time you get a hand job on a stoop, just put a bucket out there with a tip sign on it.
Or I should actually. I was wearing a hat at the time, G, and I should have taken my hat off.
Yeah.
Taken it off and laid it down and seemed to put some money in it. I mean, they should have. They got a fucking free show. So, anywho, this hand job, it started obviously on the porch. Clearly, we already discussed that.
Well, the stoop.
On the stoop, yes, on the stoop. And so I lean back, and this woman, and when I say girl, it sounds like underage type.
She was of age. She was grown and sophisticated.
She's older than me. I'm 31. She's 36.
Okay.
So she's a woman.
Yeah.
So she starts rubbing my leg, went to rub my belly, and then put her hand on my pants, started, pardon my French, but jerking me off. And
was it dry, or did she spit on her palm, or how'd that go down?
It did not. It was dry. It was a dry jerk.
All right. Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I know there's nothing wrong with that. Actually, it felt right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she's literally she's jerking me off dry, as we said, and a neighbor's walking off, and I'm like, I was late. I couldn't see, but I heard him coming up. And I'm in Detroit, and that's a black guy. And when I say black guy, I don't mean black eye. I mean black guy.
Yeah, black dude.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. And then he's walking off. I'm like, I'm telling the girl, just, you gotta stop. And I don't want her to stop, but it had to happen. Clearly, I don't want him walking by as she's rubbing my fucking dick. And
it felt so right, but at the time was just so wrong.
It was, because I mean, if another girl walked up, that'd be a different story.
Yeah, you might get the double stroke going from the strange.
Yeah, dude. And I wish. When I
I
heard
don't
that
think. Yeah, I don't think I'm working with that much meat to get the double stroke going. But I mean, it's a good. It's a good thought.
right.
Juggle the balls. They could have been juggling the balls.
It's my imagination, right? They could have,
Yeah.
yeah, they could have done many things to me while one held my shaft. I'll put
Yep.
it that way.
Could have even
You know
stuck
what
a
I'm saying?
finger up your ass. Whatever you're
Whatever,
into.
man.
Whatever you're
The
into.
sky's the limit.
Yeah.
The sky's the limit. So, anywho, um, so I'm laying back and I hear these footsteps coming up real quick, and I'm like, oh man, like you gotta stop rubbing my dick. And she would not stop
Yeah.
until she was basically at the stairs, and this is being completely honest. And then she stopped, and as a dude, I mean, if you have a boner, which way you gonna put it?
Up
You
or
gotta flip it
down.
up. You gotta flip it up.
Flip it up.
Flip it up or put it off to the side.
Yeah.
But
I'm
it's still
usually
gonna
a I'm usually a push it down to the side type of guy, but I know what you mean.
so am I. That's how it was. It was pushed off to the side, but you could see a bulging freaking dick in my pants.
Mm-hmm.
And so I flipped it off because it was a dude, not a chick. I wish it was a chick because she would have seen the bulging fucking dick in my pants. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I flipped it off, and then I'm like, oh hey, I sit up and it fucking pokes me in the fucking chest.
Oh. What? Working with that. There goes that imagination again.
I know that is actually that's exaggeration, not
Yeah.
imagination. So yeah, no, I'm not gonna finish that statement. So the dude walks up and he knew what was happening. He saw it,
Yeah,
seen
there
it,
was a good
seen
old
it.
fashioned jerk sesh going on the old stoop.
It was a jerk fest on a stoop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it. I felt it. I was there. And yeah, so shit. He walks up and he laughed. He gave a little giggle. I'm like, fuck you, man.
Yeah, he's like, my man's getting jerked off on the stoop. This is great.
That, or he was thinking that whatever he was thinking.
Yeah, that's the smallest meat I've ever seen.
It's like my shoes wouldn't fit his feet,
Yeah.
and that glove doesn't fit my.
This man's penis looks like an Audi belly button.
An Eddie. I mean, yeah, basically an Audi belly button. That's funny, dude. I've never heard that. I've always said any. I have an any right now.
Yeah, they got some Audis out there.
Oh yeah, Detroit, man. Yes. What's funny is I was telling you, I think the other night, I was telling you the other night, this my neighbor. I'll put it like that. He literally he got so drunk. He got so fucking drunk that he pulled his pants off and he walked in the room naked. And I had a hat on, thank God, because I was able to pull it over my face.
Okay.
So
But you caught a glimpse.
it was just a glimpse. That would be I would be lucky to have a glimpse. I have a scarred image in my brain
This
of
man-
a swinging dick. He
They
was hanging down to his fucking knees.
they called that man kickstand.
Seriously, I mean, he could lean forward with a limp dick.
Tripod.
And still, yeah, a tripod. I know, and that's what I saw. I seen it.
So hold on a second. Let's back up a little bit. When you busted the hand job nut, where did the semen go?
Oh, the mouth, of course.
The
I
mouth.
wasn't gonna go for my hairy belly.
So she got it in her mouth. She shot the prize in her mouth.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had to ask her because I do have self control when it comes to some things.
Mm-hmm.
I kept telling her I'm going to bust. I'm gonna come. Like, where do you want me to come? She's like, where do you want to come?
Oh.
In your mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. Is there a better answer than in your mouth? I mean, Gee, where would you want to come?
I mean, there's a lot of targets if we're talking about outdoors on a stoop. I mean, if there was a planter close by, I might have want to shot it in and gave the old soil some of my minerals.
I could have done that, but I was, like I said, I started off with, I was leaning back. I was literally laying back, like flat on the cement. Well, which would, it's cement, but it is on the stoop.
Yeah.
So I was completely leaned back, and not to get into the whole history of me having a fucking broken back, but it's hard for me. Whatever. It was hard for me, so I told her I'm gonna bust in your mouth.
She was all for
Otherwise,
it.
I'm gonna bust you in the mouth. Okay.
Oh.
No, that's wrong. It's not cool. So yeah, I told her, I'm like, where do you want me to bust? She's like, where do you want to bust? I'm like, oh, that is the best answer possible. Like, seriously,
Yeah.
what? I mean, I have never had a woman say, where do you want to? Oh, actually, that's a lie. I've heard that quite a few times.
It's all right. It's not an actual lie if you tell the truth right after you say it's a lie. Right after you
Right.
say a lie, if you tell the truth right after you lie, it's therefore not a lie.
That's grammatically correct, and
Yeah.
that's very not grammatically. That's correct.
Yes.
You're absolutely correct. Gee, thank you for correcting me. I did not mean for that to rhyme either. So she's rubbing my dick.
Mhm.
It's better than I've ever had. I gotta say that.
So it was the
So she's
best dry hand job you've ever had.
okay. Well, dry. Yes, absolutely correct. Because I've had better lubricated ones.
Yeah.
And but she's rubbing me literally from toe to head. So I got a full body massage with a happy ending. And in the meantime, she would rub my dick. I'd be like, okay, slow
Yeah.
down, stop it. Like I kept telling her I'm getting cream in my panties.
You had to talk her through it.
I know I had to talk myself down. Is what I had to do.
That's good. That's good though. That's good.
Yeah, it's self control, and she's like, you have better self control than anybody ever known.
I
Like,
think
well,
about
you don't know me then because I don't have self control really.
whenever I'm trying to whenever I'm trying to hold back a good nut bust, I either think of I
Nut
think of
bust.
I think of I turn my head and I picture waterfalls, sometimes like jungle forests.
Baseball, cold showers.
Yeah, I'll maybe focus on a picture hanging up on the wall and I'll picture myself in the picture. And yeah, usually these techniques over the years have worked for me to give me that extra, couple minutes. So
Yeah, extra couple seconds for beauty.
yeah, I try to focus on those.
Yeah, I did, and I really did my best. I was closing my eyes and saying to myself, not out loud. I'm like, okay, I got this, I got this, I got this. Don't do it yet, because I mean, it felt so good. It was like I said, it was the best fucking hand job I've had in my life.
It was so
So,
wrong, but felt so right.
absolutely, absolutely. It felt so right. I wanted to keep it feeling right as
Yeah.
long as possible.
Can this
You know,
moment last forever?
yeah, I wanted to,
Could you
but
imagine
COVID.
that? Let's think about that though.
Oh my,
What
yeah,
if what if a hand job, what if a genie, what if Kazam came down from space and said
Shaq.
you have one wish and you said I want this dry hand job to last forever and forever you were on that stoop getting a dry rub hand job. Would you be satisfied with that?
Half or maybe 75% of the way,
Yeah.
because I would really prefer there to be lube or some spit.
Yeah.
You can hawk a loogie on my dick, and I prefer that over a dry hand job.
Yeah, but
You know what I'm
dry is
saying?
different. I think
Yeah.
dry is more dirty.
Oh, it is.
I
It's
think
dirty.
you
I'm
dirt.
a dirty
Did you
motherfucker.
even wash your hands?
I didn't have to wash my hands. She should have washed her hands.
Yeah,
I,
yeah, yeah. But what if she was gardening before you saw her and she was just digging into soil, and then you didn't even see it because it was at night, and then she was just dry rubbing you off with some fertilizer on her hands.
All right, listen, real quick.
All right.
She could have been rubbing shit between her hands, and I still would have taken the hand job.
Yeah.
There actually would have been a little bit of lube, maybe,
Oh man.
depending.
Oh man.
If it was a very dry shit, probably not. But
Yeah.
I'll take some diarrhea over a dry hand
Oh
job.
man. Yeah. It probably would have felt nice. You're not lying.
It would have felt better. I wouldn't say nice.
Yeah. It would have smelled a little funky, but it would have felt nice.
It probably still smelled funky, anyways.
Yeah. So after the nut bust, did you guys talk for a minute, or did you just go your separate ways, or how did that go?
Okay, so after I busted her mouth,
Uh huh.
um, clearly she swallowed it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, what they say here is spitters for quitters.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And
So I know.
nobody
Don't be
likes a
fucking
quitter.
pussy. If you're gonna do something, do it 100%.
But
Go all the way.
I feel like if you bust in the mouth, it doesn't really matter to me whether you spit it out or swallow
Yeah,
it,
you're still
because
tasting.
I already got that warm orifice.
Skunk.
I already felt the orifices of your insides of your mouth. So
Right.
yeah. All right. So she swallowed it, and then what was the conversation like after that?
I gotta go home. No, seriously. I mean, I'm like, I'm gonna have another cigarette. If you want to smoke on the porch, I mean, she doesn't smoke, but I'm like, you might want a cigarette after swallowing my jizz. Um, it might taste better, and it's a fucking
Yeah.
Newport. They don't taste good at all. So, just yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna smoke a cigarette,
Hmm.
and then I gotta go home.
Yeah.
So, but I did. I told her, I'm like, do you want to come? Would you like to have an orgasm?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, do you want to give me an orgasm? I'm like, don't do that. That's like
Yeah.
reverse
What is
psychology.
this, reverse psychology you got going on?
Yeah, no, that's what she had going on.
It's like I just asked you. You want to come or you don't want to come?
Just give me a fucking answer.
Yeah.
Do you want to come? Because I feel bad now because I just spunked it in your mouth.
So if she said yes, what was going to be the approach?
Clearly, I'd make her come.
Well, how would you do it? Would you double click the mouse, or would you?
Oh no, I've already put my dick in her.
Okay.
I asked her. I didn't even ask. I said, if you want to come, I will make you have an orgasm with my fingers, or I'm very good with my mouth.
All right. So you would have to relocate, though. You couldn't be
I could
licking.
have done it on the porch. I'd stoop. My bad.
But you couldn't have been putting face in between legs on a stoop.
Fuck yeah, she did it to me.
All right.
Fair enough, right?
I need to move into this apartment complex.
Seriously,
Yeah.
There's girls around here. I mean, in Metro Detroit area, I mean, I gotta watch my mouth. They're easygoing ladies. I'll put it that way.
I feel like the security cameras over at your place, man. You get a copy of those, it'll be a good little show.
I wish there were some so I can get a picture. Even if I went to jail, I would love the picture of that shit happening.
Yeah, the experience.
Yeah, no, I would love the what do you call it? The memory. I would put that picture, I'd blow it up and put it on my wall, because that was too funny. I couldn't believe that shit happened that night. And then I asked her, like, I seriously asked her, like, okay, I felt bad about. I didn't even feel bad. That's a fucking lie. So I spunk it
great.
out. Dirty as shit. I know it. So afterwards, I'm like, I felt bad. I felt bad about me coming in, not her. Not coming in her, not in her. God,
on her. With her.
Yeah.
Without her. Coming without her.
Yes, well, on her too. That would have probably been better than in her mouth. And so I'm like, would you like to come? Do you want to make me come? I'm like, don't do that. Really, that just threw me off right there. Like, I don't want to do it now.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the answer. It's yes or no. And she had to come back with a question. Who does that? If a woman asked me, "Do you want to come?" What would you say, G?
Of course.
It's right. It's
Of course I would like to come.
that clearly,
There's
obviously,
nothing more in this world that I would rather do than come.
right. And that's why when she came back with another question, I'm like, no, man, they're not, man. Clearly,
You know what? The offer's off the table now.
seriously, it was. And she came back with that question. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna sit here because she took psychology and shit, and she tries to get in my head, and she does half the time. But that time, she got on my head and
Yeah.
swallowed my shit.
Yeah, you didn't get in her head, but you got in her mouth, all right.
I got my head in her mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. But when she questioned me back, no, yes would have worked, and I could have made her come if she wanted. But it didn't happen because she came back with a question, and I'm like, it just was irritating. So I said, I'm gonna finish my cigarette, the beer I had, and then walked home, which is about 50 feet away. So it's
Okay.
nice because she blows me up all the time. All I have to do is walk across the street and go get laid.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
nice. That's a good little setup you guys got.
Actually, when you say little setup, that's being literally correct. Literally correct. Play on words there. Yeah, no,
You
it's
should
a
be a
small.
rapper.
What's that?
You should be a rapper.
No, I'm a rocker. True and
Yeah.
true.
Rock on, dude.
Fuck yeah, man. So anywho, yeah, she. You know what? Let's forget about her. She is nothing. That sounds bad.
She's everything.
Women, yes, they can be everything, but she is a side piece. I hate to say that, and she's not even a side piece because I don't have a main piece.
Yeah, she's just a piece.
A piece. There you
A
go.
little piece.
Wait, hold on. She's a piece of what?
She's a piece of ass, dude.
That's absolute good answer.
Yeah.
Good. Oh damn. Dude.
Well, that's good. Listen, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for, I'm always happy to see people out in the world busting nuts on stoops. It's a good memory to have.
It's a good feeling to have, more than the memory.
Yeah, so we're gonna conclude this episode of Story Time with Chris and G. Until the next time. Let's have a little outro music, because let's see here.
Well, from G to Chris, actually Chris to G, from Detroit to Tampa area, I will conclude this as well.
Yes. Okay, let's see. This is very, as you can see, this is the first episode, and we're real, this isn't really put together too well, so. I don't know about that outro music, huh?
Okay.
No, that's kind of creepy. That's not good outro music to a good jack-off story on a stoop, so how about this? That's nice. I like that.
¿Quieren más? ¿Quieren canciones de la vieja?
Yeah. All right. Until the next time.
Until then, peace, love, right?